Okay, here we have a 2021 V85 TT Travel by Moto Guzzi. And of course, I'm going to pimp my ride. So here we go. First thing I did so far is put the GIVI, I guess you say GIVI, engine guards on. So let me go over that with you. Here there's a nut welded in. You put your bracket on here, bolt her up. Doesn't bolt to the engine, bolts to the frame. So down here bolts to the big major motor mount. Up here there's a welded in nut in the frame. You put the bracket on, bolt the bracket on, then bolt the engine guard on. It's best just to take the horn right loose and let it hang down and get the wires out of the way. You got wires in here on both sides, the left and right side, that you can pinch really easy. And this engine guard is really nice and strong. So the same thing goes on the other side. Put your bracket on up in here. There's a bolt, a nut welded to the frame. Watch out for the wires. You start to bolt it up loosely, and she'll come together real nice. Here is the major motor mount. You have a new bolt, a spacer. You put it on. Here there's a little mount that fits on to a welded on nut on a bracket on part of the motor mount. That's not on the engine. Then you bolt on your engine guard right here. Down here there's a little bracket they give you to move the reservoir for the rear brake out of the way, to give you a little more clearance. It's very easy. It's a nice setup. It's really strong. It's really strong. Nothing's gonna move. If you tip over, you're fine. Those little GIVI things, I think, could go here. A little cushion of some type. Next thing I've already done is I put these little guards on the forks. And while we're talking about the forks, I have this Moto cartridge set up here. So I'm going to be putting those in with the springs underneath. I'm going to be putting those on. I have the Olin shock, the top of the line with the adjuster. I have it set up for riding with a 2-up pillion. So the next thing I've done here, I've started to put on the center stand, which also goes straight forward. See, I just got the bracket on here, bolted it up here, and I'm getting ready to put the springs on here, which is going to be a test. One other thing I've done, I have a hook. You can have a hook with a handle and pull on the springs and get it on. I'm putting on these foot pegs. They have pads, and there's 2 positions you can have them on, an upper and a lower. So I'm replacing the foot pegs, and they go on easy. But there's one thing, the little snap ring that's over here, this little snap ring, you can bend it if you open it up too much. It's soft, so be very careful. You can actually tighten it up with pliers and slip it back on the pin, and it'll stay tight. So that's what I'm doing right now. And then I'll be putting the luggage rack on for the top bag and moving forward. I got a strap-on tank bag here also that I'll be fitting. And one thing I got to say, the bike was delivered, I'm pretty sure, with regular gas, low octane fuel, because I've been told the regular Moto Guzzis, like the 750 Stones and all, run fine with low octane fuel. Not so with this bike. It was pinging pretty bad, pinging and knocking. So I drove it really easy the first 50 miles and realized there's got to be something wrong. So I just drained the fuel. And I'll be replenishing it with the highest octane I can get. And Next, I've got a little windshield add-on. Right now it's fine, there's no wind, but I have it, so I'm going to use it. This little windshield add-on. And I have my Zumo XT I'm going to be putting on. Okay, that's it for now. Oh yeah, I got my RAM for my phone. And I'm going to be putting a cigarette plug in. There's already a USB plug, but I'm going to put a cigarette plug in too. Okay, that's it. We'll see you. Good evening. Trump won. Yup, that's for sure.